Hey guys, welcome to Let's Talk About, where we just talk about comic stuff. With me is my guest, Lewis from the Geek Fortress. Say hi, Lewis, and introduce about what you do with your channel.
Hey guys, this is Lewis from the Geek Fortress. Thank you so much for watching us. I do a little bit of everything. I do unboxings, I do reviews, movie reviews, I play games. You can watch me get the bejesus scared out of me, scream a lot. I do scream a lot. Sometimes it worries me. I do a lot of unboxings, reviews, like I said again. And also I do geeky monthly hauls of stuff that I get throughout the month relating to the geeky culture. And I do a lot of collabs with people, awesome people like Comic Man Jake right here, and that's what we do.
Guys, you haven't checked out any of his videos. Trust me, go and check it out. He's the most positive person, but he's the most hilarious YouTubers that I watched. I mean, his playthroughs. I mean, I jump and I scream like a little girl too when I want to do that stuff. So
yeah, man, playing with headphones doesn't help. I'm there like,
yeah, right. Right, and Mr. X is not a good thing to
Oh, dude, I'm still trying to get over it. My heart still jumps every time I hear a noise. I'm like, where is he? Yeah.
Well, we're not talking about Mr. X. We're not talking about Resident Evil here. We're going to be talking about Superman. So what this show does is we bring in a guest, and we basically just talk about a certain superhero. Usually they know a lot more than I do, and that's why I want them to talk about it. One, for you guys to check out their channels, and two, just to get more information about the certain superhero. So if you want to jump into the comics, or if you want to learn more about them, this is the show for you. So we're going to start off right now. This topic right now is going to be about Superman, though. The Boy Scout, the
ultimate Boy Scout.
The ultimate Boy Scout, the Man of Steel. And we're going to start it off right now. What makes Superman Superman?
Well, Bob, you say, what makes Superman? No, I'm just kidding. There's so much to it. I personally was always drawn to the character, to the fact that I believe that even though he is an alien, he is more human than most humans, and that is what sets him apart. Because if he really wanted to, he could. I mean, yeah, he could kind of enslave the world. As we see in Injustice, which we talked about before, but he doesn't do that. He chooses to help people. He chooses the side of humanity, and he knows that he's there to help, And I feel like he always knows what to say, and he instills hope in people. That's why, again, I'm bringing it up again. I was upset when in Blackest Night he didn't become the new Guardian for Hope. Because what's more hope than Superman? But
apparently the Flash.
Yeah. But
it brings up a good point. I mean, I've read Jeff Johns' run, and I actually, why didn't they do that?
I don't know. They wanted to make him a Black Lantern instead. Whatever. I feel like he should have been. I guess also they wanted to stray away from the big heroes. I don't know. But I feel like nothing says more hope than Superman's here,
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, I mean that is what makes him Superman. Because even though he is like a god amongst us, he is very, very human, and he's more human in my opinion than other heroes like Batman and stuff like that. Yeah. At the end of the day, Batman is a damaged person, and Superman would always be the yin to Batman's yang. So it's always good to have somebody that, even though it's so powerful, it's actually one of the most chillest guys that you will ever know. I would sit down and share a beer with Clark Kent, and he'll just talk to me about life and stuff,
Yeah.
It's and I can relate to him a lot because it's part of knowing that you always have to be there for people, helping people, and I like to do that myself. I like to help people. I like to make people smile, be there for people without expecting anything in return, just doing it because A, it's the right thing to do, and B, sometimes we all need a little help every once in a while. So I think that's what makes Superman Superman. Long story short, because he's epic and awesome, and he's the most human of them all.
Wow.
That was so deep. Holy shit.
Yeah, I got a tear running down my eyes.
Yeah.
that was good, man. Yeah. Enough said. I I can't even think of anything else. I can't even think of anything else to really say about that. I mean, he's been around for the longest. I mean, he was really the staple for DC Comics, wasn't he? He was the first DC superhero. Really?
Yeah, but it's funny because just like a quick story. When he was first created, he was the Superman was supposed to be a bad character. Like when Joe Shuster and Jerry Siegel first created the Superman character, and this is going to sound familiar. He was a bald guy who wanted to destroy the world, and he was like a scientist. So that eventually became Lex. But that was the original aspect. But they decided to switch it up, and they were like, no, you know what? Let's make him more like a Hercules type of guy who's there with values and stuff. And that's how Superman came about. And they got rejected so many times until Action Comics decided to give them the cover. June 1938, Action Comics #1. Not the original, of course, otherwise I'd be rich.
You would be showing me this. It was that the real one. I'd be like,
I would be like wearing 19 gloves. Like I would take it to like my secret chamber.
Yeah, putting in the code.
Yeah, right. But this is actually a special edition reprint that was published by DC in association with Loot Crate, and it actually has a certificate of authenticity right there.
Wow. Yeah. For those who don't know, I think like what was it? Like the last one I've heard, like when they sold the first issue of Action Comics, it sold for like something in the billions, right?
It's up there. I mean, I haven't looked it up recently just because it makes me sad because I want one. But last time I checked, last time, and this was like a few years back, it was like $850,000. But nowadays it's even more. It depends on the rating, you know.
Yeah.
It depends on whether it's fine, very fine, mint, near mint. But I think there was recently what was it? I think it was a 4.0.
Yeah.
That sold for $1 million.
Yeah.
A 4.0.
And for those who don't know,
that's a very low grade.
Yeah. For those who don't know about the ratings, like 10 is near perfect. Like when you get a comic rated, 10 is perfect. Like it's got the perfect crease, nothing's damaged. Like 0.5 is like garbage. Like you shouldn't even be spending the money to grade this thing. But like, so 4, like we said, it's in the middle. It's kind of not in great condition, but the fact that you can get something that's not in great condition and sell it for that much.
Yep.
God.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I could dream maybe someday, but as of right now, I'm happy with this one.
Well, you got all your.
But yeah, so.
I was gonna say you have a lot of the Action Comics 1000 variants, still, don't you?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I don't have them with me right now. They're actually put away in my comic boxes. But yeah, I got all the covers for Action Comics 1000. Wow. The last one that I was missing, I got recently.
Yep.
I actually showed it in my last Geeky monthly haul, and I was happy that I got that. Action Comics 1000 was an amazing story. I enjoyed it a lot. I don't know if you read it, but it was okay. So it was fantastic, and it's one of those stories that you have to read. Action Comics is where it all started, so you have to read the 1000 to like, get it all in.
My favorite.
And
go ahead. Sorry.
No. I was gonna say, and you should definitely you should read Superman. I mean, a lot of people think that he's too powerful or he's too OP and this and that, but he's more than that. He has a lot of heart, and I don't know. I feel like a lot of people think that he's just too powerful and this and that, but that's how you know that they don't really know Superman and what he's about.
Yeah. I was gonna say my favorite one in Action Comics 1000 was the faster than a speeding bullet story, where he's like someone's shooting a gun and he's like thinking about all the time, and it's just that was my favorite.
Yeah, it's epic. It's epic. So it's so good. Such good stories. I'm so happy that he's my favorite superhero. It's just amazing.
Well, what now? So we'll talk about comics now. Let's say I'm brand new and I want to get into the comics, into the Superman especially. What would you recommend to me to read?
Okay.
Or maybe continuity, or just to know the character in general.
I wouldn't even go like continuity, like in order. To be honest with you, I always tell people to start with It All Ends, and this is funny because people are like, "Really?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I always tell people to start with the death of Superman, because I feel like in that trade, in the whole story of the death of Superman, you see all angles of Superman. You see the good, you see the bad, you see the strong, you see the weak, you see the life, you see the death, and above it all, you see the kind of person and how far he will go to make sure that he accomplishes what he has to accomplish, which is save people, save the world. He puts his own life on the line. So I always tell people to start with that, and after they read that and they see how he was the only one who went up against this like force of nature called Doomsday that nobody even tried. Like the Justice League got decimated by him, even though it was like a bench warmer Justice League. But still, even Batman admitted later, he was like, I couldn't have done anything. Fuck that. That's part of my French. But Batman was like, I couldn't have done anything. What was I going to do? Throw a batarang at him? Mm-mm. You know, and when you see that and you see how far he went and the heart and soul that he puts in that battle, and after that, the world without Superman, how you see how the world gets affected by that, a funeral for a friend, all of that, you know, that whole arc, I think you should read up to Return of Superman, and I think that's a great way to start off your Superman 101. It's simple, and it shows you some of the best things about Superman. If you want to go away from canon, I always tell people also read other Earths. You know, get other non-canon stories like Red Sun, Superman Red Sun. It's fantastic story. It's an alternative reality where the ship landed in the Soviet Union. And then basically Superman is an agent for this. I don't want to give too many spoilers. You guys have to read it. But it's one of those side stories that it's fantastic, you know? Yep. And then there's also Speeding Bullets, Superman Speeding Bullets, when he is, am I thinking of the right one? I have so many. When he's Batman.
That's it, yep. That's the one we talked.
That is, okay, yes, yep. Yes. So Speeding Bullets, he's Batman. You know, something happens in another reality when Bruce Wayne actually dies and the ship lands in Gotham instead of Kansas, and then the Waynes raise young Bruce Wayne, but it's actually Superman. He's an alien. And the way the story is at the end, by the time you get to the final page, it's like the universe fixes itself, and you're like, oh, wow, that's awesome. So those are one of the ones that I recommend always. And on the other side of the spectrum, if you want to find out how shit can hit the fan if Superman has a really bad day, that's when I recommend the Injustice comic books, as well as the games, because they're fantastic reads. Oh, yeah. I burned through the first 4 or 5 years, I think it was, like this.
Oh, but yeah.
I collected the single issues, but then I stopped because I stopped collecting comic books for a while. That was back in 2012, I think, or 2011. I don't remember too well. But and then I just got all the trades, and I just burned through them. I was like, next. Amazing stuff. I highly recommend it, and that is the other side of the coin. If you want to see what could go wrong, how would that Superman be other than Last Son, Superman Last?
Red Sun.
Red Sun, thank you. If you want to read what could really go wrong if Superman had a bad day, and I'm talking about a really, really bad day, like killing his pregnant wife kind of bad day, it's that's something that you should definitely read. And since I'm on it as well, the Earth One comic books are amazing.
Oh my god, Earth One! My god,
I love the Earth Ones. Yeah, alternate take on many characters. They have Green Lantern, which I'm sure you know about.
Oh, I read that.
They
was
have the
amazing.
Green Lantern one. There you go. They have the Green Lantern, which they take a different approach. Instead of a pilot, he's an astronaut. But I love that. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, it was an interesting concept.
It made sense.
Yeah, and I mean, just to go off it. I mean, it really, like, at first I was like, okay, this is really different. But towards the end, I was like, this is amazing. Holy cow!
Yeah, it was just epic. Yeah. Like, there comes a point where you're just turning the pages, and when you're done, you're like, well, that's it?
I gotta read more?
You want more. Yeah, and all of the Earth 1 comics are really, really good. And I think there's a new Superman Earth 1 coming out very soon. I don't remember when, but there's like a new story called Earth 1 coming out. I was actually reading about it earlier today. I don't think so. I don't remember, to be Google it after this.
I'll definitely have to Google that after that.
Because my comic book store sent me an email, and I'm definitely putting that in my pull list.
I know
because I definitely need that.
I know there's a Superman Year One that's coming out that they just printed.
Okay.
That's that Frank Miller one.
Oh, okay.
And
You know what? I think that's probably what I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
I think that's probably what I'm thinking about. Yeah, and I got confused. You're right.
I don't know about Frank Miller kind of writing Superman. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah. We'll see. He'd just be dark and ominous, man.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
all.
Oh, always.
It's like the Zack Snyder of comic books.
Oh, my God.
No, but he's got some good stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm still gonna read it. But I think you're right. I think I'm confusing it with that, with Year One. But because I remember seeing the picture, and the picture, his symbol, the Superman symbol, the background was black.
Yeah,
black, and it was red on the front. So
it's Year One. Yep.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. So I'm probably gonna read that too. And and another one that I really like, it's Superman. All-Star Superman.
All-Star Superman. Yep.
I couldn't think of it. One of my favorite scenes ever is in that when he somebody's gonna commit suicide, and then he's like talking to them and convincing them not to do so. It's fantastic. That shows you like the kind of person he is. And again, he could stop the person from doing it, but at the end of the day, he wants people to help each other as well as he can help them. So that's something that I really, really enjoy. But that's like a quick run of the main ones that I would read. If you want to have fun, you can always read Superman American Alien. You can read The Bottle City of Candor. What else? You can read a couple of the Secret Origin stories. Those are good.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, I know. But those are always fun. I like to read all Secret Origins, to be honest with you. If you want to see like a really dark, toward the end, Superman Final Crisis, right before the death of a certain Batman. I think it's okay to say it because it's been forever.
Everyone knows
when we think that Batman dies, you know.
So
I mean, other than that, if you read the ones that I told you, I think you would enjoy the heck out of it. And New 52, we don't talk about. You can completely skip New 52. I personally don't like it. Some people do. But I like the merging story when New 52 Superman and classic Superman merge, and then they become the Rebirth Superman.
I heard about that, and I got really confused. I was like, wait.
Dude, I read it, and after I read it, I was like... So I read it again, and after I read it again, I was like... Okay. So I just put it down, and I just moved on.
You're like...
Because it's like...
I guess it's happening now.
I just flipped the table, and I was like, fuck it, next. And it's weird, because it makes sense, but then it doesn't. But then it doesn't more, because it... Dude, it's weird. It's weird. I got the trade for really cheap recently. It was like $5. Okay. So I got it. I was like, why not? Add it to the collection. Let's go.
Yeah, because I read, what was it? So, my friend, I call him Professor Marks. He loves Grant Morrison. So Grant Morrison wrote the New 52 Action Comics.
Okay.
And it was interesting.
Yeah, Action Comics was... I had fun with Action Comics. I like the first few. I think I just read like the first 2 arcs, to be honest, because that was around the same time. Because New 52 was what, 2010, 2011?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so that was around the time that I stopped collecting for a while. So I had some stuff going on. So after that, I got a couple of trades. The only one that I collected through and through was Nightwing. I collected, I think Nightwing was 30 issues, if I'm not mistaken. And that led to eventually Forever Evil. So when the events of Forever Evil took place and what happened to Dick Grayson happened to him, that's when Nightwing ended. Yeah. So that's when... I know. I'm still mad about that. And then he became Grayson, the spy.
Oh, just don't talk about that. Like, again, Professor Mark says, "That's the greatest comic ever." I read the first issue. I was like, no. Yeah. No, you're Nightwing. You're not a spy.
I know. But thankfully that phase is over.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I mean, those are the ones that I would really, really highly recommend. And the thing about Superman is that I think no matter what story you pick up, once you know the character, once you have a feel for the character, I think you would really, really, really enjoy it, and you will know that he's more than just this big guy with powers that can sneeze galaxies away, like in the Golden Age. Yes, that was actually a thing. Super ventriloquism. Yeah. Oh man, I remember reading some of the original Action comics from back in the day,
He's so
and I was
OP.
just like,
he is so OP, and like that's why I think isn't that why like Infinite Crisis came on and the question to be like, okay, we gotta tone down some of these
yeah,
characters.
they toned down pretty much everybody. And Crisis on Infinite Earths, that was like the best, the biggest crisis. That's when Barry Allen goes away and all that fun stuff. But yeah, they changed a lot of the characters in that. And then they soft rebooted them. When they soft rebooted them again in New 52, I think he became weaker again too.
Oh yeah,
I think the only
he
thing
went back to Golden
that
Age.
he had, yeah. Because the only power that he had in New 52 that I thought it was kind of cool is, if I remember correctly, he can like disperse all the solar energy that he has in. Yeah, that was like the only thing that I was like, okay, that's kind of fucking cool. But then, other than that, I feel like he was weaker. But then at the end, I remember in the Doom story arc, he grabbed Doomsday and he just like ripped him in half.
Wait, what?
I don't know if you remember that.
I gotta read that. I still have it.
Remember,
I haven't read that yet. No, I haven't read
in
that one.
Superman Doom, like the prequel to it, what leads to it, before he gets infected with the Doomsday virus, he grabs Doomsday, dude, and he just goes like the Hulk did to Wolverine, like that. Just rips him in half. Yeah, and I was like, yeah. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. And then another story that I actually read really recently, and you can cut this part out if you want. I'm glad that I read it, and I can show it in this
Go ahead.
in this video. It's it's actually the one that I have to send out to you as well, the one that you won.
Oh, okay.
It's the
For those who don't know, he does giveaways and stuff too. It's awesome.
Yes, sir. So it's the Man and Superman story.
Yeah, you were talking
this story
about that
right here, dude. It's fantastic, and you're gonna read it too. I'm probably gonna send you this Saturday, by the way.
Okay.
Just wanted to let you know. But you did win this, right? I'm not making that up. It was you who won it, right? Okay, good. My memory sucks. So it's a 100-page spectacular. It's almost like a little trade. Look at that. It has like a little spine, and it's basically about Clark Kent first arriving to Metropolis and having to cope with the fact that he cannot save everybody, but at the same time trying to find that next step to go into becoming Superman. And you'll see. I think you're really going to enjoy it.
Okay.
The art is fantastic. There's some throwbacks to Smallville. He goes back to Smallville. He sees Lana Lang. He sees... It's good stuff, dude. It's good stuff. So, and I think you will really enjoy it. It's like a story about growing up, because he has just become Superman. Actually, when the book starts, he's not even Superman. No, spoiler alert. But he is starting to become, and he's got the suit, but he doesn't know if he should put it on or not, because he doesn't feel like he can save everybody.
Right now.
So so it's like it's almost like he's having an identity crisis, if you will. But he is just trying his best to save everybody, but he learns that sometimes you cannot be there for everybody. It's fantastic. I think we all go through stuff like this. We don't have superpowers, but we all go through this, you know? We wish we could do more. Excuse me. But sometimes we cannot do more. And if Superman can, and it's okay, we can sometimes. So it's a really good story. It has a lot of feeling. It has a lot of soul. Marv Wolfman does a fantastic job. Claudio Castellini, and it's a 100-page spectacular. And before you know it, you're done, and you're like, wait, that's it? So you'll be checking it out. I think you're really going to enjoy it. I'm glad it was you who won it.
Wow. I'll definitely put some links down in the description below too, guys, for the stuff that we're talking about. I could definitely say that like Injustice is one of those comics. Yes, you guys have heard of the Injustice games. The comic is just as good. I mean, it's just... I remember when that first came out and I was playing the video game, I'm like, it can't be that good. So and then they're like, well, they're going to explain what happened. You know, why did Superman go and kill? If you guys haven't played the game by now, I'm sorry, but we're gonna spoil it. It's like what, 10 years now?
Yeah,
about that. Like he goes and basically randomly, Batman's interrogating the Joker. All of a sudden, Superman pops up and just kills the Joker, and they're like, "What the heck just happened?" They explain. That's the reason why I bought that comic, because they were like, "We're gonna explain that," and I was just like, "Oh, wow."
Yep.
Tom Taylor, man.
And what happens? It's just like I'm telling you, it's like what happens when somebody has a really really bad day, and Superman had a really really bad day, and he lost his marbles.
Yep.
And that was it. But I highly recommend that you guys, if you guys are watching this, like, pick it up. The trades are very cheap on Amazon nowadays. Just pick them up, read them.
You can buy the first year, I think, for like $20.
Yeah, I even think they have like a compendium of both years.
Do
I
they?
think year one, or maybe it's the whole one, because you know how they divided year one into 3 parts, I think, or 2 parts. You can buy the whole years now, like you said, like in big compendiums. So that's really good. You should definitely get them. And they're such quick reads. You're gonna want more.
Oh yeah.
Every time that you're done.
Oh yeah, it's just, and it's in. The one thing I think we talked about this last time. The one thing that got me mad though was the Green Lanterns getting like just.
Oh yeah,
like
Kyle Rayner.
Oh, Kyle.
The Kyle Rayner thing.
Oh,
yeah,
Kyle.
that was. I'm still trying to forget about that. He deserved better than that.
Yeah. But yeah. So, well, we've heard speculations. I don't know if it's still confirmed if he's out or in yet. We know that Ben Affleck's out. But let's talk about Henry Cavill. In your opinion, how accurate was Henry Cavill's interpretation of Superman in Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, and in Justice League?
I think he did a pretty good job. There's only so much you can blame on the actor when there's a director and a writer giving you directions of how to go with the character. Because as we saw in the last few minutes of Justice League, he was like a brighter Superman. He was a happy Superman. He was an emo Superman. Like, oh, everything just blew up. Let me be sad and fly away. That's Zack Snyder talking, you know. But if you look past all of that, he looks like Superman. He has the physique. He's got the chin power. He's got the butt chin. He's got the jawline. He's got everything. And he's a good actor. He has grown on me a lot since I saw him in Immortals. I think that's where I saw him first. And he's really really good. He's a really good actor, and I think he wears the tights very well. He knows, and he reads the character on the side, so he understands him more. Only reason I know is because I follow him on social media and stuff.
Right.
And he really enjoys the character. You know, he enjoys being in the suit. He enjoys the regime that comes with the diet, so he could fit in the suit and everything. And he is Superman, to be honest. I mean, he's the newest Superman that I can say, okay, he's Superman. He's not my favorite of all time, but he's definitely up there. And it would be a shame to see him go, to be honest with you. But if it happens, it happens. But I really think he's doing a good job.
So do you think he's gonna continue? I mean,
I would hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, personal opinion, I think he will. I don't think he would leave that. But then again, he's gonna be doing also the Witcher TV show,
which should be interesting.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I mean, the future is a mystery, you know. The present is a gift. That's why it's called the present. So right now, we don't know anything. But if I had to make my pick, I would say he's going to stay. But what do I know?
Well, I mean, they were trying. The rumor was, and this is just pure rumor I've heard, that he was gonna have like a cameo in Shazam. Which Which now they're saying it's not happening, but I'm hoping it's a lie. So if it did happen, I'm sorry guys, we spoiled it for you. But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping so too. I liked him personally. I mean, knowing what he did during the workouts too, like he decided not to take any steroids because he didn't want to taint the name of Superman, and I thought that was really kind of, I'm like, okay, that's a really kind of nice way of keeping the character pure. Mm-hmm. So I really enjoyed his Superman look. Zach, you're right about the emo Clark thing. I didn't like that, especially Justice League stuff. I mean, that was kind of just Justice League. I don't even like. That's the one movie I already say I don't own in the DC.
Okay. Yeah, man. But I mean, other than that, I mean, I think he did a great job. But again, you can only blame the actor so much for what the director and the writers tell them to do. Okay. But I think it was great.
Well, if let's just say he didn't get cast, like they decided they were gonna reboot it because like right now it's looking like the Flash is like on a turmoil right now with Ezra Miller trying to rewrite it with Grant Morrison. which I don't know
Yeah,
how
I saw that today.
I don't know how that's gonna work.
I don't know.
But who would you recast right now as Superman? Like, what actor would you put in that role?
So even since before Henry Cavill got casted, I always said that Matt Boomer would be a great Superman. The guy, yeah, yeah, it's the guy who's playing Negative Man right now in Doom Patrol. I just think the guy, he looks like freaking Superman. If he like bulked up a little more and everything, he would be a great Superman.
But yeah.
Yeah, he would be. Yeah, he is a little short, but he looks it. I don't know. He looks like he's got the blue eyes. He also has the jawline. He kind of looks like Henry Cavill if you think about it. A little bit, yeah. He's just like a shrunken version almost. Yeah, but I think he would do a great job. I mean, he's doing Doom Patrol right now, so I don't know how possible that would be. But see, that's another thing. I think like recasting Superman, it's such a hassle. If you think, I remember before they announced Henry Cavill was going to be the next Superman, everybody was like, "Oh my God, what's it going to be? It's going to be good. It's going to be bad." Everybody was like freaking out, and then they casted him, and they were like, "Okay." And then you saw him in Man of Steel. And even though some people didn't like Man of Steel, I enjoy Man of Steel for what it was. Yeah, so I liked it. And I was like, he's Superman. That's it. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, going off, like, Matt Boomer and stuff, so, and other actors, like, who is your favorite actor that actually has portrayed Superman?
Christopher Reeve, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
No.
He is my all-time favorite Superman. Christopher Reeve probably followed by, even though he was never actually Superman, he was just like Clark Kent, Tom Welling in Smallville. I think he was, I think he was fantastic, man. He was so good. And it was a story about Clark Kent transitioning into Superman, but I think he did such a fantastic job. And I feel like if you haven't watched Smallville, you should drop everything you're doing and go watch it right now.
I will say that 100%. Show. I mean, that was the first TV series that I was like, I am buying every single season. There's 10 seasons. I bought all 10 seasons.
Yeah.
And they're just, every one of them is just so well made. It's a
fantastic show.
Yeah. It's such a fantastic job with it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And then, I think close third, maybe Dean Cain. I don't know. There was something about Dean Cain that I liked. Maybe it's because I was young and it was late 90s, and he just, I don't know, he just looked the part, dude. He looked good.
That was my first.
He looked good.
That was my first introduced. Well, no, it was the Max Fletcher. Am I saying that right? The Max Fletcher animated stuff. That was my first introduction to Superman.
Okay.
My dad got like the VHS of that, and then Dean Cain was the second one.
Yeah.
So I always thought
Lois and Clark. It was just like, wow, and she was also really good, Lois Lane. Yeah. It was good. Terry Hatcher. Yeah, up to this day, I think she's like one of the best Lois Lanes ever. And again, it's in Smallville. I really like the way Erica Durance played her. The way she played her in Smallville, she was really good. She was like a different approach on the character, but I think she did a fantastic job. Smallville just holds such a good place in my heart.
Spoilers. It's just spoilers here. I thought it was awesome that like Terry Hatcher was the mom at the end.
Yeah.
I was like, huge Easter egg.
Yeah. That was awesome how they did that, and I like I said, if you haven't watched Smallville, you should definitely do it. Fantastic show.
Definitely. Well, so we've seen now Aquaman was a success. I say that right now. Shazam's coming out. I think that's going to be a success. So kind of spinning off of just Superman, but staying kind of still on the DC topic a little bit more. What do we see for the future of DCU? What do you think? Like you see us doing? Because right now I think DC's on the rise and Marvel's starting to kind of waver a bit. What do you think?
I mean, honestly, I think if they keep to the formula they had for Aquaman, Wonder Woman, and for Shazam, I think Shazam's also going to be amazing. I'm right there with you. I think that's going to be one of those movies that it's going to shake everybody up in a good way, just like Aquaman did. Nobody expected Aquaman to be as good as it was, but it was. It was a fantastic movie. And it's crazy because if you think about it, going back to Wonder Woman is now like the example movie for all next female superhero movies that are going to come out and have come out. Like I said, like I said before, Captain Marvel was good, but it was no Wonder Woman, you know. And unfortunately, we're all going to compare it now to Wonder Woman because Gal Gadot was amazing. Patty Jenkins was an amazing director. Is an amazing director. She knew what she was doing. She knew how to use the characters. She loved the characters and everything. And I think that was a fantastic movie. Then Aquaman hit it out of the park as well. And then if Shazam hits it out of the park, I think we're looking at a really bright future, man. We just really have to learn to stray away from the Zack Snyders and the dark tones and use the dark tones. They're fine. It's completely okay, but know when to use them. You know, throw a little light in there. But if they keep doing their thing, man, they can match Marvel. You know, and they can do it. And now that the whole phase, what is it, 4 or 5 of Marvel is ending, maybe they can rise to the occasion and now become the new pioneers of the superhero genre.
We'll have to see. I mean, honestly, I hope. I mean, as a DC fan, I'm hoping that, you know, they've learned their lessons from now on. You know, just stick to the source material, one, and just basically, you know.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, sorry. And just basically read a comic. Because a lot of times with the last ones, they weren't. It was just felt like they weren't reading a comic. It just felt like they've never picked up a Superman or a Batman or something like that.
See, that's another. I'm very glad that you brought that up because that's very important. You got to know the character. You got to love the character. If you know the character and you write something that you know it's something that a comic book fan was writing, and that's automatically going to be something that a comic book fan is going to love automatically. So just read a comic, pick up a comic. Don't try to make your own rules and stuff because at the end of the day we're not looking for an exact mirror adaptation of a character, but we're looking for respect to what that character stands for. You know, that's all. That's all. And if you're gonna make a $1 billion blockbuster, you gotta put all your good cards on the table and make it happen, you know.
Not like Zack Snyder. Not like Zack Snyder.
Exactly. Yeah, but yeah, man, that's honestly what my thoughts are.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna end it there, guys. And I want to thank Louis for joining me on this Let's Talk About. Definitely check out his channel, The Geek Fortress. The link will be down in the description down below. And as always, guys, have a good day and peace out.
Take care, guys.